Class is in session. The Brofessor is in. What's happening, y'all? And the blog has come out. And so let's have a discussion about this faction boss, what we think, some strategies possibly for it, several other videos that I and the other content creators have made are going to detail, everyone from Acro Warrior to Powerhouse Otis and others. But today I thought I'd just go over the battle for sort of what we know and what we can do, and I guess Scopely's expectations of us during this Royal Rumble weekend. So let's take a look at it. So as you heard me discuss before, that the multiply gem increased their strength by 5. That has stayed the same, as well as the 2,000% for X-Break gems. Both of those are going to be necessary, but neither one of those, as I'm fearing, and so are others, that they will actually be very effective once we get higher up into the boss battle itself. The boss abilities, if I am reading this correctly, every turn it will do 3.3 million damage, and it'll add 675k damage for each additional turn that has lapsed on top of that. And that'll start at boss difficulty level 1 and up. So each turn he's going to smack you, and that's sort of what we expect. And it's going to be an increasing scale. The shield itself is going to be active for 2 player turns. So if I'm reading this correctly, it's going to go off the first boss's turn, and then every second turn after that, it'll be reapplied. He's going to modify gems and turn all 49 color gems on the board to silence gems. And the freeze is going to freeze 3 moves for all players for 1 player turn. Now, it can be read 2 ways. Every 1 to 2 turns means every 1 turn, all 4 of these goes off. But I think what is more likely going to happen is we are going to get this damage per turn and this shield on the first turn. And then on the second turn, we will get damage again. But then it will modify all color gems to silence gems, and then the freeze is going to go on. If I am incorrect, that's the one way. The other way that it could happen is that this shield goes on every second turn, but every turn modifies all the gems and freezes all of your moves. So that's also possible. But the freeze applies at level 15 and above. And the big shocker that came out with the reveal is that there are 30 levels, 30. So up to level 15, there is there's no freeze. It's only afterwards that there is a freeze. And up to level 10, there's going to be 0 modify gems being put down. There's only going to be the shield up to level 10. So realistically, you should be able to get up to level 15 for all of your different guys. Above level 15 is where it's going to start to get hectic and start to get difficult, and that all depends on how many gems the shield is going to be at each level up to 400. So 400 is going to be level 30, but is it level 25 to 30? Is it level 20 to 30? That's what we still need to see once it goes live. So we're still in the dark on a little bit of that kind of stuff. So my hope is that not all of these go every turn, but if they do, this will definitely be the most difficult boss battle there is. So one thing that we do need to remember is that you want to get the win with all of your teammates there. You get 2 times the faction boss coins. So that is actually very important to make sure that y'all are staying online. And if you can get all those extra coins 2 times, that's going to help you, especially if you can beat level 30 over here. That's going to be huge in terms of points. But the other thing that's going to be huge in terms of points is your promoters, right? And if you have an IOW promoter like I do, I have ZRey. There are 6 of them, 1 for each class. You are going to want to use them the first time that you win every level. and that's going to be the hardest part, because they're going to give you extra bonus coins for that, right? So mine's only at 9k right now, but you can see that each percentage gives you more and more coins. The more coins you have, the more of a chance, and the better the chance you have of actually maxing solo contests or faction contests, or whichever one will end up using coins depending on the boss battle. So it is very important, as we have seen in Showdown and in Feud, to get your promoters up. And this is no different here in terms of your ability to max this, because it will give you a lot more extra coins with which to do so. So I can't stress this enough. Get your promoters up, and shame on me for only having mine at 97k. So let's get back to the blog. So when we come back, the blog is telling us that the useful boss breakers this time around are the Exhaust and Hell Freezes Over. I mentioned these both in my first review of this boss battle. Exhaust at level 9 and at level 10 reduce it by, I believe it's 50%. For one turn, I think at level 9, it's for 2 turns at level 10, and the cooldown timer is much earlier. So same thing with Hell Freezes Over. So it's the number of moves that get unfrozen for yourself and your teammates, I believe. Let me go check on that. I'll be right back. Had to go over to the spreadsheet just to make sure, and a big shout out to those in the Haven family that allowed me access to this. So it's going to deal 500k damage, and it's going to unfreeze 2 moves on all teammates at level 10, 1 move from all teammates that are frozen up to level 9. So the higher you have this, obviously, the better it is going to be. Let's head back to the blog. So Hell Freezes Over, Exhaust, both of those at level 10 have a 45-second cooldown, so you're able to use them right at near the end of turn 1 or the beginning of turn 2. Helping Hand heals, so the beginning of turn 2, if you have level 10, you're healing everybody on your team with 30% of your health, I believe. So that's a huge boost as well too. It's Time Chaotic is the only one that has the larger cooldown. Even at level 10, its cooldown is 100 seconds. So you have to get into turn 2 before you can use it. So you're going to want to, if possible, bring these up as close to 10 as you can to help out your team, right? So having boss breakers, and I know none of us have enough coins, especially when we spread them around to different characters, but that is something that you are going to need to use. So I'm going to show, actually I'll go back and do it this way. Let's stay on here for 1 second. And the blog goes over more details of the different attributes of that, but it's the solo contest that I wanted to go over. Oh no, it's not. It's the Superstar contest. I went on the wrong one. It's the competition for the faction boss. So if we get on the faction boss competition, you're going to notice that each level has one character that is for bonus. So if any of us can actually beat level 30 as well, you can get unlimited 25,000 points, it looks like, by defeating the boss, right? It's unlimited. And then each one of these, you get 1 bonus for beating it. So the boss battle is going to be hectic, and I think it might be worth, at least for the first 10 or 12, which everyone mostly has, that you work in groups of 4 to try to get everybody those levels and go forward. It's going to be a difficult enterprise, especially with the Rumble on, but we're going to have to manage that. Level 1 is Kane, level 2 is X-Pac Hall of Fame, which everybody should have. 3 is NWO Show, and so forth. So it's important to get all of these. You want all of these bonus points, of course, because they are going to help you. There are nearly 7 million solo points in this competition, as it says right there. So that's the points that you're going to want to try to get, and try to get as many of these as you can to try to help you with your solo game. Now, if you go back to what I said a minute ago about your promoters, my strategy would be to try to beat as many levels as I can using my promoter at the higher levels first, and then go back and clean up the lower levels with these superstars. Now that's just individually, but we're all on teams, right? So we should try to work both your individual goals and the team's goals at the same time. So head to the blog if you don't know these characters, but if there is one that you would like me to preview how to run them in the boss battle, please put a message in the comments, and I can do that before the boss battle goes live. So yeah, hit me up in the messages here, and I will. So if you need to know how to run the Kane Big Red Machine or X-Pac Hall of Fame or NWO show, send me a message, and we can definitely look at them. I considered putting all 30 of them into this video, and that just seemed too long, especially when, in most cases, whatever you do to set these people up, somebody else on your team is going to win that battle for you, because for the most part, none of these guys, with the exception of some X-Break and Multiply guys like Hall of Fame Bret Hart, are actually going to do anything to win these battles for you. So it's actually your teammates who are going to bust it for you. But if you need help choosing how to run them, absolutely hit me up in the comments. So several of you have asked, who will I be running in the boss battle? I guess this is probably the best outfit that I can put together for the boss battle, based on just who's got the most life and who can do the most damage, and at least participate with either Multiply or X-Breaks. And depending on how the boss battle goes, Warrior might go 6-star, if that helps the team and helps get us to that level 30. But if this looks like it's an impossible battle, then he might just stay 5-star gold for the time being. But you can see the other 3 are all guys with Multiply gems in various forms. And so we can take a look at them and how they can be run. So for Hall of Fame Bret, if you're planning on running him through all of this, I would most likely go with the green-blue setup, of which you got 2-3 green MP moves. One makes a 5x5 area into Multiply Strength 3. The other one chooses 4 Multiply to destroy. And the 10 blue MP finisher is going to choose a 3x3 to make into green gems, and that's going to recycle really nicely. And then it's up to you how you'd want to run sort of the entourage. I would go for a green swipe on turn 1, hope for some greens on the board, and then lay down the Multiply gems. Put Matt on there to increase their strength by 2 so that they're 5, and then the bonus makes it 10. And if I had Memrock, I'd put that in there for China to get another 1 on there, so it'd be 11 instead of 10. But basically gem damage and gem multiply gems and multiply gem damage is what we're looking for to maximize that bonus. So that's the one way to run him, or you could run him with the purple move setup and try to capitalize on like an all hearts plate, but you're not going to get the same amount of damage, especially because multiplies is where his most beneficial, I think, breaking gems is going to be. And there you can see Hell freezes over. This, as you can see at level 5, is not going to do enough. 120-second cooldown means it's not ready until turn 3, and only unfreezes 1 move for 1 teammate, so it's important that you get that up, and I will, because I got the coins, as you can see. Next, I'm going to be using Rey Mysterio. And with Rey, I would probably do the triple black setup here, so you can lay down 2 rows of multiply gems, strength 13. You would make a middle row of blast gems, and then you would blow it up. And so you're going to get the multiply gems anywhere from 20 to 21, depending on how you set it up. So for this, I probably wouldn't use a Woods here. I would use Blaze in order to get more black gems. So make a swipe turn 1, because these are all 6 instead of that one right there is a 7. So you might actually need to make 2 swipes, or you're going to have to put woods on in order to get the multiply gems going off. So you then have to decide whether you need to put mat on there to add +2, mem rock, and then more damage, whether that's blast gem damage, whether that's other damage for multiply gems. Again, a decision that you could make, but Rey Mysterio is an option in terms of having high multiply gems. He's going to have one of the highest counts at somewhere between 17 and 21. So that's how I would run Rey Mysterio. And last but not least, Dominic, who's one of my favorites in the game itself. I would just go with the triple yellow, and his moves are all 8s. So again, the same sort of dilemma. Do you start with an MP up and then bring in someone like the regular Dom to increase yellow, and matching yellows charges that by 2? You're going to want ZRey, and mine is just under the 26 threshold, so it's only going to create 2 right now, but it will create 3 if you get it at 26k. So you're going to look for a match, and then you're going to drop the DDT, increase your green gem damage, put the submissions down, get strength 8 submissions, so strength 8 multiply gems for the 18 you put down there, and then you just blow up the board. Sorry, I had the order incorrect. You're going to go bottom to top. So this will be 1, this will be 2, and then you hit that. The zombie attack 3. So that way, once the sub is over, I believe you do have to make 1 swipe, and then it will blow up the board. So that is what you're going to want to do for him. Green gem damage all the way, multiply gem damage if you can find it. And if you have, for his plate, I don't have it on him right now, but if you do have, I believe it's the Z plate that is for countdown gems, so that's going to make him more powerful as well. So I know this was a little bit longer video, but I wanted to go over sort of where I am, at least with my roster, who I'm picking to use for myself. There's lots of other options, as you have seen. Probably the 4 best are going to be Warrior, but also Powerhouse Otis, Hall of Fame Triple H, who just came out, and Veer as well is going to be able to do some damage, but all of these are going to have their limitations, so keep your expectations tempered that this will indeed be the most difficult boss battle, both in terms of time and in terms of completion. So I think that's the end of class today. Appreciate you coming by and taking the time to watch. If you liked the video, please give it the thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. All that stuff helps me and connect with me in different ways. So check out the description for the links to connect with me on Twitter and other things. And hopefully starting in February, fingers crossed, I will start streaming on Twitch as well. So thanks for the support. Glad you all came. Class is over. See you next time.